in order to have a military stronghold over here so that we could never come from under the oppression. But that shit don't work. We ain't that goddamn dumb. And then you fucked around and you let some pale faces that gave a fuck about these brown faces get in positions of power and see what the fuck they was doing. And just like I told y'all, all skin folk ain't kin folk, but every motherfucker that don't look like you ain't your enemy either. Right? They use pale faces to block the institutions of learning, of finance, which is the banks, and for motherfucking social, which is politics, which is your city council, governments, and your school boards. We was all being blocked by pale faces from being able to get into any of those positions. So this is what was the cause of the Ellis Island immigration when they say Europe dumped out everybody they had on their streets and sent them over here because it was a all pink motherfuckers on deck scenario. Everybody that looked like the motherfuckers they blocking the institution. If you ever want some shit called freedom on earth, come over here and we gonna overrun these institutions with friendly faces and they gonna drag their motherfucking secrets out in the open too. Like Madam H.P. Blavatsky or Aleister Crowley or Franz Bardone or Rudolph Steiner. Motherfuckers that went in there and got that shit like Manly P. motherfucking Hall. Like motherfucking Henry Ford. That went and what's the motherfucking name? Napoleon Hill. The Carnegie family who financed Napoleon Hill to get all of their secrets out, as many as you can, on how to keep your motherfucker self successful. And we gonna put all this shit in the public domain because they not gonna keep Earth oppressed. It was a lot of people that didn't look like us that did a lot of work to liberate people that look like us. But it's a lot of people that look like us that did a lot of work to we don't never get free. So y'all gotta realize this shit don't got nothing to do with this right here. Don't have nothing to do with it. This don't have nothing to do with it. It's what's in here. This the shit that matter. What's in this motherfucker? What your heart made of? Y'all sit here, y'all don't realize. Go back and check out every motherfucking slave revolt, rebellion, or insurrection. It's going to always be somebody that don't look like us tell us, you know y'all a slave, right? If you want me to help you get free, I give you some guns, I give you some ammo, what you need. And then as soon as he get to telling us what we need to get free, some motherfucker look like us roll right in there and say, hey, Mauser, they plotting to escape on you, boss. I comes in to give them all up so I can get my motherfucking pension. Get your bitch ass out of here. And they always was spoiled by a motherfucker that looked like us that did not have our interest at heart. Because there's no way. The worst thing I discovered in all of this shit was the white man ain't white. That hurt my feelings so motherfucking bad. You could not imagine that I could say some niggas did this shit. That's the most upsetting thing, to actually run across that shit, cross-reference it multiple times saying I can't be right. But every time you reference that shit and cross-reference it, say, yep, it was the white man ain't white. Some niggas was behind it the whole time. And all it is, it's about right now, who gonna see these motherfuckers for what they is. Kanye West, Kyrie Irving, Rod Hayes. You know, the list goes on. The nation been telling us the whole fucking time. Ever since Elijah had to escape the Moorish Science Temple and set up his own shit, because them niggas was fighting over there trying to overthrow Moorish Science Temple that Noble Drew Ali set up. So while they was so busy trying to tear that shit up and fighting on the inside for that shit, Elijah Muhammad just casually went on along and set up his shit. Like his wife told him, because Clara was the motherfucker that's the mirror flip to Farad Muhammad, but y'all don't know what I'm talking about. And that's where the power came from for the nation. Clara was the power. Clara was the real motherfucking Allah behind the scenes. Alat, the dark mother, Big Mama, the highest ranked matriarch on the land, you know. Arlaville done a good job of what he was working with. That nigga fought snakes the whole way. I love ill and what's my man used to be with him all the time? Um I forgot his name, but our brother I love ill fought snakes. All he couldn't wait to get the keys over to motherfucking Angel Bay. Look, and you go back and look. If you knew how strong the Muff T's was in the lifetime, the Muff T's was just like FOI. You wasn't finna get your hands on the profit unless you was on the inside. So I'm about to run down, run my mouth, and take some callers in here. Maybe they can spark some conversation.